This is League of Legends, one of the most popular games in the world, known for its difficulty, strategic depth, and its very intriguing community. I decided to give myself 1 week to hit bronze, a simple task, right? Well, you would think so. I've reached top 500 in other games, so I also assumed it would be pretty easy. Now, all I had to do was hit level 30. Honestly, it took me so long, I almost gave up. Fortunately, I did end up making it. My journey to become a legend can now begin. But first, I'll explain the basics of the game so we're all on the same page. There are 5 positions. Each team has a top lane, jungle, mid lane, ADC, or support. The goal of the game is simple: destroy the nexus of the opposite team. To do so, you must break the turrets in order to gain access to the inhibitors. By breaking these, you gain access to the nexus. There are also objectives around the map such as dragons and barons, but you'll get to know them throughout our journey. As for the characters, there are 170 of them. I decided I wanted to play Ahri at first, and picked up Mel as a secondary, in case Ahri got banned, and I had only practiced mid lane until now. Keep that in mind. I then set a couple goals I wanted to achieve aside from just hitting bronze to help me measure my improvement. I wanted to have 1 game with 0 deaths, a game where I got 10 or more kills, and lastly, achieving rank S+, which is a rank that's given to you after every game to give you an idea of how you performed, S+ being the highest. After that, I launched my first rank game ever. This would be my first of 5 placement games. Unfortunately, I was immediately hit with a reality check. What? How is this possible? Although I didn't manage to trade my position for mid, it was definitely a scary sight. It wouldn't matter as someone would end up dodging the game, so I had to pray I would get my preferred role. I can't get my role. Yeah, it was definitely not the start I was looking forward to. I lock in Jinx since she's probably the only ADC I ever played, and start praying that my team can carry me. Start of the game wasn't as bad as I was expecting. We get jumped early on, but I'm able to trade myself and my team finds another kill shortly after, allowing us to go 2-1 during that fight. I found myself getting poked constantly and was struggling a lot since I didn't know any of the champion's abilities. I then proceed to run into their entire team while they're doing the dragon. Thankfully, I'm able to run away and back to my base. I come back and grab a quick kill into Caitlyn, allowing us to grab the first tower bot. We went it down mid to grab a quick tower along with the kill. At this point, the game was basically over and the enemy team understood that. First game, first win with a surrender. Everything I needed to boost my confidence. We then got to see what rank I would start at. Not what I was hoping for, but it shouldn't make things too hard either. This would mean I would have to rank up 4 times to get bronze. So without wasting any time, I queued up for my next game, and of course I got support. Not only that, but Mel gets banned, which means I'll have to play a character I've never practiced before. We had a pretty slow start through the game, but thankfully Master Yi was able to find a double kill, which was instantly traded. We then have a first skirmish bot. I somehow managed to live as my team grabs the first dragon and we get all 3 kills. Shortly after, we sacrifice our Master Yi to grab 2 more, allowing us to start building a pretty decent advantage in our lane. We then grab the second plate of the tower, which grants us more gold, and head back to our base to reset. Although I was missing about every single move, that didn't stop us from running it down on them and getting a kill, allowing us to grab their tower shortly after. But then, I proceed to hit the worst luck sequence in history. Yo, can I be like any worse? Yo, I am gonna cry. Yeah, not very proud of that one. But at least, we got a tower, I guess. My Master Yi grabs another double kill and my misfortune a tower. At this point, the game was looking pretty over for them, so we just run it down mid, get a quick Drake on the way, and I died twice in 1 minute, followed by another one shortly after. At least I got a couple kills along the way. We grab another Drake and win a team fight as the enemy team surrenders for my second win in a row. I wasn't playing very well, but at least we were winning. After 2 games, I finally get to play what I practiced for. Very early into the game, we instantly get our first team fight as I run through 3 people. We're able to get 2 kills while trading one of our guys and put Yasuo at half HP. My advantage would be short-lived as I immediately realized he can do a lot of damage. Whoa, what is he doing to me? like a lot. Thankfully, I didn't die or anything, but I'll definitely have to keep that in mind. I had a pretty simple game plan. Wait for a tornado, deflect, which would then stun him, and get damage off that. The thing is, I was playing on hard mode, since I had no clue there was a visual cue to let me know when he was about to throw it. Something I found out way later than I should have. This game was looking pretty easy as we were taking every objective, winning every team fights, and I already almost had mid-tier 1. Until... That's fine, I have to recall anyways. Whoa! I got jumped to both my towers by a hungry wolf, who proceeded to die 2 seconds after. For some odd reason, they kept grouping bot and attempted to force something to happen. Unfortunately for them, this simply led to them dying again and again, allowing us to become stronger and stronger. They finally had a chance at making something happen until my teammates had something to say about it. Nice, good steal. We stole Drake from them, which was followed by a genocide as we killed 3 and ran back to base. Now, all we had to do was slowly take space around the map, grab towers, some objectives while playing together, and we were able to take the win pretty flawlessly. 3 wins, 0 losses. I couldn't ask for a better start. The momentum was on my side, and all I had to do was keep playing decent. Not even good, just decent. I got to play Ahri for the first time my next game as Mel got banned. Once again, I was matched up against Yasuo, but this time I didn't have a deflect to save me, so I would have to be careful. Yeah, nice. We were up to a great start. We were able to grab a dragon and we were up 6 kills to 1. I was pretty confident we would be taking this win. Mistakes did slowly start piling in, as my teammates die bot lane and the enemy gets an uncontested dragon. Nothing to worry about as we were only 12 minutes into the game, but it would happen again. I tried to give them a hand when something weird stopped me. Nice, is that? I think. What the heck is that? What is happening bot lane, bro? This guy just disassembled and like Footbit came back to life. Yeah. There was still a lot I didn't know. Thankfully, they're still able to grab the first tower and get a quick kill mid, which doesn't get traded as we grab another dragon and the enemy team gets herald. The game was very close, but it was mostly due to one of the players on the enemy team who seemed to be unstoppable, their top laner. She was killing everybody, making the game very difficult. Fortunately, she was absent in most of the team fights, so we didn't have to worry about her yet. We then found an unsuspected slime in our jungle, murdered him, but we weren't able to convert this into anything and lost the next team fight, which allowed them to find a way back into the game. They proceeded to immediately throw it all away by overextending in our spawn, and we were able to grab yet another dragon. This was still a very close game. They're unfortunately able to get Baron while we respawn, which gives them a couple buffs, but most importantly an offensive buff and stronger minions, which could help them put an end to this game if we don't defend well. With that information, my Garen decided he had the perfect play. Able to do anything. Yo, how is this guy always getting 1v4 in their spawn? He just simply ran at 4 people. That didn't end the game, but it did allow them to grab a Drake and 3 more kills. At this point, the game was looking pretty over for us. Since we were in low rank, my hopes were still high, although my team didn't feel the same. We lost one more fight, and that was the end of my winning streak. I wasn't really worried since I wasn't expecting to win every game today, although I was also hoping the rest of the day wouldn't just be losses starting from now. The next game was pretty boring. The other team got about every single objective you could think of and were able to get a lot of space around the map very fast. We did slowly start cooking up a comeback after finding 3 kills and a tech Drake, which was as much as we would get. I was trying my best, finding kills in every team fight, along with trying to assist my team as much as possible. And as much as I don't like blaming my teammates, I do have to say, my Mumu was a little lost. They're all dead, bro. Where is he going? Is this an NPC? Is this an NPC? No. It's a bot. It's an actual bot. It's an actual bot. Needless to say, we lost the game shortly after. I finished my placement games with a record of 3-2, placing me at Iron 3, 31 LP, 3 ranks away from bronze. I got a friend to play a game with me bot lane. If you're wondering, we lost, but at least we had a good time.
Honestly, you're no way! No.
What? Oh, you. I then had to end stream, though I did win 1 game off stream, so I did not D-rank. This meant I ended the day with a record of 4 wins and 3 losses, which was a positive win rate, so I was pretty content with that. I was very optimistic as the day started. That's it. At least Iron 2, I don't know how long I'm going to play, so let's try and get Iron 2. and Iron 1 if possible, to be honest. Why not? Until first game on, and I was already on ADC. To be honest, there isn't much to talk about this game since we surrendered 13 minutes into it after a disconnect from my teammate. I do have to say, these 13 minutes were enough to awake a burning hatred towards Severe, and I would not forget her since. Thankfully, I didn't have to play against her for long, and won't ever again. I would find myself playing ADC again, but this time, things would go differently. It started off pretty slow as we got poked by the enemy team and my Zyra took an early death. This guy lost his mind! Why is he all the way there still? No. We poked at each other for a bit until Poppy had enough of living and ran it down on us. That was definitely an idea. Apparently, her plans were far more sinister than I expected. She infected me with her inability to play the game as I inted right after. Yo, can you please ignite? No way, no. All ended well as she felt really bad for spreading her illness and gave us her kill right back. What the heck is that guy doing? That was traded immediately after. I think you get the point. We're both absolutely trash, but it's fine cause we're trash together. Right? We kept going back and forth until I was able to get a double kill and drop the tower to about 25% of its health. That wasn't the end of it as Poppy tried to take her revenge once more but failed miserably. This allowed me to grab another kill on Tristana as I grabbed my first item in tier 2 boots. I now had a significant advantage over them as I was faster and stronger. Well, obviously I'm oversimplifying what every item does because this would be a lot of information, but you get the point. The more items you have, the stronger you get. For some odd reason, I was attracted to something in the grass towards mid. Oh, I see what's going on here. There must have been $1 million in that grass or something, because to this day, I do not know where I was going. Right after that, my downfall slowly started. After running to my lane, I end up getting jumped on the tower by Poppy, and I'm unable to stop her. Oh, wait, what? Ain't no way this guy is this strong. For some odd reason, I ran away from my tower, which severely decreased the odds of me being able to kill her. After dying to her a third time, I realized, wow, she really does a lot of damage, which made me decide to start playing a little more passive as she genuinely scared me now. She was starting to terrorize the entire lobby. Not only that, but she was a support, so she wasn't even the main damage output of her team. At least, she wasn't supposed to be. Honestly, at this point of the game, bot lane felt impossible to use, especially with the lack of vision and information we had around the map. Since we didn't play around that fact, we just kept dying a lot. I decided to go top lane, hoping to farm some more minions for some gold, but that just got me jump scared by the Set, who I instantly ran away from. I was not dealing with this. Apparently, he had other plans. Oh my days. Please be quicker. Oh my days, my character is so slow. They were able to find themselves in our base, and after overstaying their welcome, I got both kills pretty easily. I was pretty convinced this game was lost at this point. Then, I saw the way these two just casually threw themselves at us, and it made me realize, in Iron, is the game really ever unwinnable? We proceeded to go get the Infernal Drake for free, somehow, and assassinated their Seth, who was found innocently walking around our jungle. Our game plan to come back into this game was pretty simple. All we needed to do was find picks around the map, like we did with the Seth and the Poppy, while staying together to ensure we don't die, and we were doing this perfectly. We were right back into the game. Then again, let's not forget, I'm still in Iron. Just pressed. I tried to use a potion, and not gonna lie, I don't have any. There is no way. I was slowly tossing it away from my team. Another Infernal Drake was spawning, and this final fight would basically decide who would win, since the respawn timers were now at 50 seconds and both teams were pretty deep to each other's spawn. All I had to do was not throw it all away. I honestly think my ult does way more damage every time I do it. Even after all these mistakes, I went unpunished as we were able to get the win. I played another game on stream on support. Honestly, it did not go well. My record for the second day was 1-2. I played 2 games off stream later on, which I lost, and deranked to Iron 4. Not very motivating. It was now the 3rd day of my rank journey, with no change in my rank. My first game was a very very slow-paced game with little to no action. I thought we were gonna lose by the looks of it, but we ended up winning, which brought me back one game away from Iron 3. Next game had a pretty slow start. I had a lot more minions than him, and after winning a few trades, I was able to deflect his ability, root him with my E, allowing me to combo with my Q into my ultimate and kill him.
I'll just kill him. Whatever.
I then go help my jungle who wants to challenge Grubs, and although I almost sold the whole thing by flashing absolutely nowhere, we still secured the fight.
What the heck is happening?
The enemy team grabs the first turret, followed by a light ping pong game as we trade kills and I escort my teammates. Then we fight for Cloud Drake and win as we focus their Neferi, who simply let it all happen, thinking she could secure the Drake under our noses. I then use my ult to steal a kill from Irelia as Swain proceeds to drop from the heavens, or more like hell for him I guess, and absolutely explodes on them, getting him a triple kill, and he wasn't done.
What the heck? He's just one-shotting everyone. That is insane.
The rest of the game was about not throwing team fights. If we did that, the game was ours.
No, did not commit to this. I can't really fight this anymore. Oh, I actually could.
The enemy team surrenders early,
Big win.
ranking me up to Iron 3 once again. Mel's E ability was really seeing its full value in this game. I was hoping to continue playing this well. Also, mid Canyon by the way. Things were going too well, and Riot had to step in before I started having too much fun and sent me bottom side to play ADC. As my little rant at the start of the day would explain, I did not enjoy that whatsoever.
I'm back on mid lane. ADCs are useless, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's useless. It sucks. You don't get to do anything until like your fifth item. I'm not gonna lie. I can't bring any value to my team in the big team fights unless it's actually happening 2 meters beside me.
The game started out fantastically, as we gave the first blood almost instantly. My game plan was simple: play slow and avoid dying while farming. Although my team had other plans as they reincarnated bot lane mid and went 1 for 1 in kills. We find ourselves in a big fight bot later.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
We end up overextending, giving them a pretty easy triple kill and allowing Diana to have 7 kills by the 11-minute mark, which was pretty bad for us. I had to find a way to gain momentum and fast. After forgetting how squishy Jinx was, I get absolutely deleted next fight as I ran towards them a little too long. This would start a series of unfortunate events.
Oh shoot. That is unfortunate. That was bad. That was really bad.
At this point, the game was looking pretty cooked, but we still had our hopes up. My mid lane decided to aura farm to assert her dominance over bot lane,
Wait, he just purely off aura to made them walk away.
and we somehow managed to take Otacon with almost no repercussions, although they are able to grab Cloud Drake. We might have had a chance at winning this game, but my Viego died and proceeded to immediately leave the game, which is when an obscure truth was revealed to me.
He's 2-12. How is that possible?
Yeah, you know what? I get it. We all die shortly after as the enemy team gets the win. Since I was on Jinx, I wasn't really worried about my performance, so I just moved on. I then got my friend to do it with me as she immediately got on my case about how I had been playing.
I've been watching you play. You need
Okay,
to.
I was okay. No, you watch me
There's a
play
lot
Jinx.
more.
Hold on. My ADC was really bad. Okay, I'll admit my
I'm
ADC was
not
bad.
talking about. Like
Okay.
Even Mel, you got a lot.
You have like 5,000 billion
All I'm
hours.
saying is, everyone
Okay.
will review your footage.
As soon as we got into the game, I knew this one was going to be interesting, and it certainly was. I also got to play against a Mazahar. I don't know how to say it. I would find out very soon just how fun this character is to play against. Very early on, I realized something odd was going on top lane.
An enemy has been slain.
Oh my gosh, it's actually so annoying because he spawns the minion and then he just walks.
He was kind of just killing everybody on the map effortlessly. It really felt like I had the reincarnation of Faker top lane because he simply couldn't miss a kill. He also did not slow down. Now, I unfortunately don't have the replay, but I wish I did because I need to know what was going on that lane to cause this guy to die basically once per minute. He even managed to grab a tier 2 at 12 minutes all by himself. Apparently, that wasn't enough for him.
No, 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 no. There's no way.
God, like, yeah, for sure.
That's for sure, definitely. They're in their spawn. That's it. My guy mid is not even like backing. They're just letting them do it.
Honestly, I still can't find the words to describe what I just witnessed. He quite literally won the game by himself.
That is legit the biggest diff ever recorded.
I didn't even get the chance to die once because he just ran it down so fast. This was now my 4th win of the day and I couldn't ask for a better pace. 2 wins left to get Iron 2. I then played one more game to win the day. That was pretty close, but we did end up taking the win, ending the day at 5 wins and 1 loss, putting me at Iron 3 78 LP, meaning I needed one more game to get Iron 2. This gave me back the spark I had lost and showed me that maybe I could make it after all. We just have to wait until tomorrow to find out. The momentum from yesterday seemed to have carried into day 4. We were able to grab a sub 1 minute kill, which is always appreciated. I found myself playing a character I knew very well, but had never seen in my lane, Timu. This annoying little rat kept throwing blinds at me that also did a lot of damage. I struggled a lot, but very quickly the tables turned.
Nice.
Obviously, it was too easy, so I had to make it closer for entertainment purposes. My plan was pretty simple here. I wanted to deflect his blind onto him and initiate a fight off that, since it seemed to be his main poking attack. All I had to do now was actually hit the deflect. That proved to be a little harder than expected. Thankfully, I was getting better at participating in fights around the map without conceding too much space on my lane, and since I wasn't using teleport but ignite, this was pretty important. We then go grab another quick kill as I head back to base. We get Void Grubs shortly after, while the enemy team gets Chemdeck Drake. Then, something interesting happened.
I'm like W. I can't miss this one though. Oh, he's away. He just went away. No way. What? He executes for that?
Yeah, the first execute of my ranked career. Very noble. Thank you, Warwick. He does come back stronger though, as my team finds 4 kills out of nowhere along with Herald. Unfortunately, we did give up another dragon for that. My Warwick was feeling himself as he somehow found another triple kill. We have a short scuffle mid that allows us to get the tower. Not gonna lie, at this point, the game was looking very over. Apparently, the enemy team thought so too, as they surrendered.
Oh, nice, GG. First game of the day.
With this, I was able to achieve Iron 2, meaning I was now 2 ranks away from Bronze, and with the amount of points I was getting per game, I could reach it in 6 games if I win all of them. Sadly, things are never that easy. This game was pretty weird. We had one of the slowest starts ever. I spent 10 minutes basically doing nothing when we somehow started making a comeback. Well, my team did, because I spent the majority of the game dying and dying and dying, which was incredibly fun. Thankfully, my team somehow made it work despite my shortcomings.
Oh, we actually win. Wow, just like that. Nice. What the heck? He just said, yo, I got y'all. I got y'all. And then he just killed all 5 on his own.
By the end of the game, I had accumulated 6 deaths, so not too bad, I guess. I took a short break as I watched PRX take their first international trophy and came back with a newborn motivation to grind, and immediately lost my first game in 23 minutes. Not what I was expecting. I found myself playing against a new character next game. I barely got time to understand the matchup because the enemy team got about every objective possible on the map. From First Blood to Raid Grubs and Dragons, we stood no chance. We lost the game in 20 minutes. I've had losing streaks before, but losing 2 games this quickly could not be a good sign. I got demoted after that. It was fine since I was only 1 game away from getting it all back. As soon as we load into our next adventure, I waste my flash trying to end the Evelyn's life. The enemy team apparently didn't like that very much, as they were able to find 4 kills in less than 4 minutes. It was not looking like I was gonna get my Iron 2 back. We were able to trade it for 1 kill as I joined in on a cartoonish chase and finally managed to send Evelyn back to the spawn. We give up the dragon again as I proceed to miss my charm, which would have gotten us another kill. In my defense, I was not expecting her to slow down. Maybe it wouldn't have hit, but it wouldn't have been as bad. I get surprised by the Evelyn's ability to go invisible, and she gets a free charm on me that leads to my death.
It's not much I can do here.
Although Zed had just died, I was still a decent amount behind him in terms of CS and kills, meaning it would be pretty hard for me to fight him head on. I had to be careful. Shortly after, we are able to get Rift Herald while getting a kill on the Evelyn, who was trying to sneak up and steal it from us. Along with that, we also get Chemtech Drake somewhat uncontested. Obviously, the enemy team couldn't let us get everything for free and decided to engage.
You? Nice.
Myth Charm aside, I do get a triple kill that allows us to get mirrored tier 2 and 3. At this point of the game, we were basically just looking for picks and team fights along with objectives to allow us to get as many turrets as possible. We did try to do that, however, it just didn't go very well.
Can they stop us? Let's end it. Oh, unlucky. Let's stop this now. Like, we're not committed yet. I can't really do anything.
We lose another team fight after I disengaged a little too early thinking we had lost. Fortunately, the trades did go even in the end. It seemed that Riot was trying their hardest for me to lose this game as my teammate kept disconnecting and the other apparently couldn't do any moves anymore. Since Cho'Gath was moving like the server admin, this didn't slow us down. We got another dragon, spun the block, and won the game. Just like that, we were back to Iron 2. I proceeded to match against another Mazahar, I still don't know how to say it, but it's just the guy that spawns minions. The game went as you'd expect. We barely interacted with each other until we did. I did get my get back. Although we did almost toss the game a few times, we were able to get 2 dragons along with some cheesy kills. With the help of our unkillable Mundo, we managed to close out this game for a second win in a row.
My FPS are dropping, by the way. Like, this guy's... Wow, this guy's the... He's the server admin.
I ended the day by playing against 2 Smurfs with a 100% win rate. I also had to play on support. Needless to say, we lost in 23 minutes. My record for the day was 4-4. I was now at 14 wins and 12 losses overall. Still a positive win rate, but definitely not what we were looking for. It was now day 5. After today, I only had 2 days left to reach my goal. If I could get 1 rank per day, I would make it. All I needed to do was lock in. I instantly find myself playing ADC, and we know how that goes. I basically spectated the entire game as we lost. I would find myself playing mid once again, thank the skies, and would have a shot at redemption. As I was busy doing a whole lot of nothing, my Silas somehow found a way to die 6 times, basically instantly dying every single time he came back. Still crazy to me to this day. The Nunu attempts to jump me thinking my guard was down, but I'm able to get away swiftly.
Oh my days, I'm the GOAT.
I come back just in time for the first team fight on Grubs. Although we managed to get a kill, I wasted my ult, which caused their death, giving away the objective.
Nice. Oh, I did. Bro, that guy is so small, I couldn't even see it, bro. Nice. Exactly what we needed. Oh shoot, almost dead.
This allowed Veigar to get a lot of free damage on my tower. Definitely not what I was looking for. They're able to take Mountain Drake as something very questionable happens.
Interesting. Well, that was even more interesting. He said thumbs up like he did something. Bro, you drove by 10 minutes after the ops left. You are too late. You are way too late.
Maybe he saw something I didn't. I don't know. One thing that was for sure was that this game was looking cooked. They were able to get yet another objective. The longer this game went on, the worse it was getting. Sadly, we were no match for the entire team. The enemy team gets out of con as Silas dies. again. They proceed to run it down in our spawn to secure the win. My third game of the day was a pretty slow one, lasting about 40 minutes. So here's the supercut. I spent 6 minutes farming before getting interrupted by a roaming bear. My teammates struggled to find a kill bot. I also was struggling, so I decided to steal Cled's kill. He's a little confused, I don't know why. We are able to trade Cloud Drake for Void Grubs. Nocturne misses another gank. I go help with Herald, which is followed by a death as I was trying to be the hero of the day. We get another dragon, trade mid towers, and everyone dies. Quick kill into Atacon. We get Baron, try to aim for Dragon, but someone's trying to backdoor us. So I leave, we lose Dragon, trade 2 for 1. I get absolutely deleted twice, somehow steal the Elder Dragon, run it down, and win. For my last game of the day, I get to play one of my favorite matchups, Ahri versus Mel. I find an early kill on a bear that might or might not have been lost in our jungle, before recalling to my base. I headed towards the Inferno Dragon when I got surprised by the volley bear, which forced me to flash away as I didn't want to risk dying. Thankfully, Ahri did the one thing she can't do against me, and sends me a kiss, which I quickly denied to follow up with a combo to get the kill. She obviously didn't like that because she then decided to spin the block bot to grab a double kill. I do get my revenge for them, however, Yuumi wasn't going to let me get away with this one. We then followed with one of the worst sequences in League of Legends history.
Dang. Let's just get out. Why? Like, are you seeing this? They're just running at them. Like, why? He was literally safe. He was actually safe. He just went back in. What is happening, bro?
We were slowly falling behind. I get the tower mid, while the enemy team trades it by getting all the way into our spawn. Probably not the best trade in history. I then accidentally get in Herald, basically wasting the whole thing. They almost managed to end as I got back at the last second. The enemy team does manage to end the game shortly after, putting my record at 1 win, 3 losses for the day, as well as 15 and 14 in total. It seemed I had reached a wall that I simply couldn't get past, that wall being Iron 2. I kept losing, and with so little time left on the clock, this couldn't keep happening. I ran the math before going to sleep, trying to figure out how I could possibly achieve my goal as fast as possible. Sadly, day 6 would be no better. For every win I had, 1 loss would follow, sometimes even 2. I played 7 games, won 3 of them, lost the 4 other ones, officially bringing my record to a 50% win rate. In the end, it would all come down to the final day. 1 more session to take it all. Heading into the last day, I knew I could not afford to lose many games. I needed 6 games to get bronze, which wasn't impossible, just unlikely to happen without any losses. And the first game would prove me right. Now, I did lose the footage of the games, but you guys at least get access to the minimap now. Decent trade. This game was a complete slaughter. Started off pretty well as we were even for the first 7 minutes. We traded a couple kills, my team grabbed Ocean Drake, everything was perfect. Until it wasn't. The enemy team fought back, which got them 2 kills. Not the end of the world, but this would be the start of our downfall, because after that, they would just get kill after kill after kill after kill, even grabbing Chemtech Drake in between and some towers. Very quickly, this game went from winnable to why are we still here? They also didn't stop there, and after a couple more minutes of getting beat down, my team and I decided it was better to surrender. The next game started off pretty slowly, with about nothing happening in the first few minutes aside from the enemy team grabbing Drake. The first big fight would happen when Inferno Drake would spawn in. We were not gonna let that one go. I was able to grab the opening kill with the help of my ult and stuck up another one on Jinx before getting jumped by Kayn. My team peeled back, helping me get 2 kills along with the Inferno buff. We were now in control of the game. I joined Timu to go help him, went back mid, and got the first turret along with the double kill. My teammates all got their respective tier 1 towers. All we had to do now was play together, take space around the map along with some objectives, and closed out the game easily. I then won another game, which was followed by an unfortunate loss. I had to play Smolder for the first time, but you guys won't get to witness this masterclass, as it's been lost in time. Honestly, it's for the better. I ended up facing a Silver Lux player, which intimidated me a bit. Luckily, although I hadn't played this matchup, I already liked it a lot. A big part of her kit was her stun, and I could easily deflect it with my W. Once again, we had another slow start until Drake made an appearance. So I came in like the thief I am and stole my teammate's kill, although I wasn't able to get the second one. Lane phase was pretty even between Lux and I, however, Nocturne had something to say about it. And as you can guess, I just had to steal the kill. Thank you, Nocturne. We were stuck in a stalemate for a couple minutes after that until Hextech Drake arrived. We unfortunately got destroyed and gave the dragon along with 2 kills as my support disconnected. Fortunately, Gwen, our savior, was here to trade that for top tier 1. We then set our sights on Herald, hoping to gain some space on the map. After securing Cloud Drake, we find ourselves in a team fight, emerging victorious. Atacon had already spawned in, so we did what we had to do and jumped him. The game was now ours to lose. We ran it down mid, taking their inhibitor. We went back to get Baron, which would hopefully help us get the win. I got a couple kills along the way as we finally ended this game. This game was basically the set show. He somehow managed to find 5 kills in 10 minutes on the Aurelia all on his own. He also took the first turret during that time. From there, he ended up doing about everything for us. From getting double kills to towers to double kills and more towers, he was simply too strong. The enemy bowed down and surrendered, allowing me to achieve Iron 1 for the first time. I was now a single rank away from my goal. All I needed was a 3-game winning streak. I had done it before, I just needed to do it again. Matter of fact, it could even be separated by a loss. I would still get bronze if I won 3 games without losing more than 1. And what would happen after would be nothing short of legendary. I started chaining loss after loss after loss after loss, losing 7 of my next 8 games. These were not all in my control. One of them we surrendered super early for no real reasons, followed by another surrender which was a little more justified. I was now back in Iron 2. We surrendered the next game, but to be fair, it seemed like no one was on their preferred role. I would eventually get a win, even though my performance on Arya was a little questionable, but it simply wasn't enough to shift the tides in my favor. I lost every other game on stream and ended the day in Iron 2. I did play one more game, got my Iron 1 back, which was as far as I would go. 1 rank from having it all. 1 rank from success. So close, yet I was not able to make it. This journey did teach me quite a few things. I suck at everything that's not a fighting game or Mario Kart. League of Legends is indeed very hard, and bot lane never really wins their lane. Like, ever actually. Worst thing is, this could have all gone very differently if only I could have gotten a 3-game winning streak. I continued playing a couple days later and hit bronze, and you know what? I finally got that 3-game winning streak.